You know, the more Y's somebody has in their hey, the more interested they are in you. With that being said, hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Easy Peasy. My name is Zach, and today we're going to be taking a look at r/murderedbywords. Girls want to be talking about period pains. Have you ever rolled your ankle over like this? I'm so glad girls don't have ankles. Glad they found the time to pose for photos. Only posing I see going on is you posing as a complete twat. Got 'em. The term obese is a slur, violent, dehumanizing, it's anti-black. Okay, I'll just say Big Chungus from now on. I just came to chat. Yeah, but I need money. Well, where do you live? Napoli. You can help me? Napoli jobs, employment. Damn. Why there are no photos of nighttime on the surface of Mars captured by the rover? Here's one. Taxation is theft and the military keeps us safe. Get over it. Did you just advocate for the military and denounce taxation in the same breath? Do you think the military runs on Duncan? Facebook is a perfect example of socialism. You get it for free. You have no say in how it works. The guy who runs it is rich, and you have no privacy, and if you say one thing they don't like, they shut you up. Literally everything mentioned in this post is happening now, and it's overseen by capitalism. I want a GF, man. I'm pushing 30, never had one. Chase that money and dream, man. A girl will come along eventually. With all due respect, I'm not trying to be like you, bro. Damn. When girls go out wearing tiny, tight, skimpy outfits, I mean, they have the choice to wear something else, something less provocative, so really, girls are asking for it. If you're out in public and I see you're not wearing any protective headgear, does that give me the right to smash in your skull with a hammer? I mean, you asked for it, since you're not wearing something to protect your head. With his handmade keychains that go for $5 each, this 8-year-old boy raised $4,015 to erase the lunch debt of students from his school and 6 others. 8-year-old does months of manual labor so his friends, who are children, can afford to eat without going into debt. Poor Steve, you are irrelevant and your comments are flaccid. Instead of complaining all the time, try shaking off laziness and take action. But you that would take drive and initiative. Lack of skills and motivation are your legacy. Yes, if there's one thing that's obvious about me, it's my clear lack of motivation, as well as education and jealousy. Please continue with impotent babbling. I apologize for my lack of education in American historical matters. All I have is this measly diploma from Columbia University where I was an honors-level American history major. Please teach me. The side saying, quote, if you don't like Satan shoes, don't buy them, is the same side that boycotts Chick-fil-A for being Christian. Just don't eat there. Yes, that is literally what a boycott is. Please join us next week on Explaining Words to Kevin Sorbo. Gus Johnson tweets, really wish I could stop farting out my butt. Sad emoji. Hey, Vsauce, Michael here. The human activity of writing, expressing language with symbols and marks, was independently invented thousands of years ago by people in Mesopotamia, Egypt, China, southern Mexico, and Guatemala. Today, their hard work finally paid off. Why aren't Germans patriotic? Germans are patriotic. In America, you show patriotism by attacking a full-size US flag on your pickup truck, or Confederate flag for alternative patriotism, singing the anthem before every baseball game, and sending 18-year-olds to Iraq so you can later thank them for their service when they roll by you in their wheelchair in Walmart. In Germany, we show patriotism by voting for higher taxes on ourselves to make healthcare and college tuition universally accessible to our less fortunate fellow citizens, and by picking up after one another to keep public spaces clean and nice for everyone. I guess it gets lost in translation. Anxiety-provoking. 2 hours scrolling for the actual recipe. Oh my goodness, thanks for the laugh. 2 hours? You must have the slowest internet connection in the history of the internet. I'm so sorry. That must be terribly frustrating. I just checked and I had to scroll 3 whole times to get to the recipe. In addition to that, there is a nifty jump to recipe link at the top of the page, so feel free to utilize that next time you're on a free recipe site. Damn, Mary went all out. A black race don't need fathers like this. I said what I said, 100 emoji. We damn sure don't. Let this man raise his kids and worry about why your son's 15 and reads at a 3rd grade level. Got him. Listen, I'm not the biggest fan of kids, but if a child looks at me, then you bet I'm gonna smile back at them. Kids deserve to experience the world as a kind and safe place to explore, okay? But the world is not kind or safe. Then f***ing do your part to make it that way. Another useless piece of tat. Why are people into this kind of thing? Same reason your husband said, I do. People are into different things, even if others think, that's a bit tatty. Recommendations for good headphones. Looking for good on-ear headphones within the price range of $2,000 to $3,000, I'm not sure what currency that is, preferably wireless. There is no need to buy headphones. You can listen to the sounds of birds and nature to feel the bliss of life without wearing any artificial devices on your ear created by man. There is no need to be online. You can go f*** yourself to the sounds of birds and nature to feel bliss of life without using any artificial device to comments on other people's posts. The last time Saturn stationed retrograde in the 21st degree, 20 degrees, of Capricorn was in 1666, the year of the Great Fire of London. Saturn is now in the same degree and will station retrograde there on April 29th, 2000. 2019. And tragically, we have a fire at Notre Dame. Hashtag Astrology. Hi, actual astronomer here. 3 things. 1. Saturn isn't in Capricorn now or on April 29th, it is in Sagittarius. 2. The last time Saturn was stationed retrograde in Capricorn was 1992, not 1666. 3. Astrology doesn't work. Stop trying to pollute this horrible tragedy with nonsense. Hey girlie, I've been following your profile for a while and I must say, you are gorgeous. One girl to another though, some of the selfies you've posted are looking kinda different from the others. All that food you post looks tasty AF, but not so tasty on the hips. I can help you shed those extra 5 to 10 pounds and get you beach ready. What? It happens to the best of us. Please circle where I need to lose weight. You do mine and I'll do yours. Wow, rude. I thought I'd message you to help, but you're just a... I'm a busy mom. I don't have time to live at the gym like you. Someone's jealous. If you're an adult whose rent is less than $4,000 a month, you're still a child. Imagine being an adult paying $4,000 rent and not a mortgage. Say it with me, kids. Words are not oppressive. It's your choice to be offended by them and give them power. Stop being a pussy. Oh, let's listen to the guy pretending to be Waluigi on the internet. They seem to be clearly rational and smart, much like I know Waluigi to be. Yeah, me having a Waluigi-themed account clearly negates my ability to have a fucking valid opinion. Okay, you shouldn't have let his words have the power to upset you, Waluigi. How is it acceptable and okay for black people to think white lives don't matter? Saying Black Lives Matter doesn't mean white lives don't matter. That makes as much sense as saying save the whales means dolphins can go and get Do you understand how stupid that makes you sound? How is this not satire? I've bought a lot of wood in my day. I've never had a cashier at any hardware store or lumberyard put a board in a bag. Ever. What's worse is that most have self-checkout now, so I'm assuming he bagged his own wood. Is it awful that I just thought maybe if his dad had bagged his wood, we wouldn't have to deal with him? Why do we care about Mars when it can't even have a decent magnetosphere or an atmosphere that holds onto water? Waste of resources while we waste our home. Brief conversation from 30,000 years ago. I want to explore what's beyond the cave door. No, you can't leave. We must first solve our cave problems. How long have you owned this machine, thanks? Less than 2 weeks. I want to bet on this iPad, but you sound Dodge. And you sound like someone I wouldn't want to be stuck in a broken elevator with. Really appreciate your incredibly valuable opinion, though. Your iPad sounds Dodge. You literally said a minute ago that you want to bid on it. Good job. So are you dumping this machine because it's Dodge? So here's the thing. Either I'm totally clean and I tell you it's not Dodge, or I am lying and I tell you it's not Dodge. What information were you hoping to gain from this? I'm just going out on a limb and assuming you weren't burdened with... an overabundance of education. When Lamborghini said, we don't do commercials because our target audience isn't sitting around watching TV, that hit me like a ton of bricks. Yes, hit me too, few years back. I stopped wasting time watching TV. Do you own a Lamborghini now, ma'am? I would like to also know the answer to this. CNN's Don Lemon. Justice has been served. And we all know he would have never said this had the reverse verdict been reached. That's because, Ben, if it was the reversed verdict, justice wouldn't have been served. Amazing observation. I don't get the point of these marches and rallies on either side. We don't need to scream in the streets. We march to work, home to our families, and we march into the voting booth. The rest of this crap is just attention-seeking foolishness. I would really like to know how you, a woman, think you got the right to work and vote. Oh boy, it's Tommy again. I decided to dress up as the person who scares me most. The Democratic dimwit darling, socialist-loving, freedom-hating former bartender herself. AOC graduated magna cum laude from Boston University and won her election in a landslide. You barely graduated college, got fired from 2 jobs, and talked to a mirror for attention. I understand your fear. Hi Blank, I know you're busy with teaching and your family, but I'm wondering if you'd have any interest in hearing about my business. I have to ask, I'm committed to sharing it with others, especially my fellow mommies, and I know that busy people are successful people. Is there any chance you'd be open to chatting about it to see if it might be a good fit for you? I win! You will? No, I win! What do you win? When you added me as a friend, my husband and I made a bet of how long it'd be before you tried to push your MLM on me in a private message. He bet 1 to 5 messages and I bet 6 to 10. Since you brought it up on the 6th message, I'm the winner. No MLM messenger friend has ever waited longer than 10 messages to bring up their, quote, amazing business. But be proud of yourself that you have at least pretended to be my friend for a few messages before bringing it up. Yay for you! James Gunn tweets, this is the wrapping. The present is inside. The Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Mark Hamill quote retweets, I have a very bad feeling about this. Amazed this toad hasn't politicized this somehow. Amazed he's even tweeting something that isn't political. Amazing how the absence of your triggers still triggers you. Christchurch mosque shooter was badly picked on as a child because he was chubby, so he turned to violent video games, sparking a downward spiral. Raise your hand if someone called you fat and you never turned to white supremacy and murdered 50 people over it. Saying, no thank you, I got it, to the middle-aged white man on the airplane who offered and began to take my suitcase out of the overhead compartment for me was a quickly calculated act of resistance. distance. Years ago, when men would offer to help me, open doors, etc., I'd smile and say thank you. These days, when it happens, I smile more. Say thank you loudly because I know that at some point, these good men have had to put up with the likes of simpletons like you. Imagine when Tesla cars are integrated with Hyperloop tech. Mind-blowing. Imagine driving out of your parking spot in LA and being in New York 2 hours later parking your car. You live in a country that can't keep bridges from collapsing or highways from having potholes. But yes, it will definitely maintain a magical tube with a hard vacuum spanning a continent so you can drive your Elon car at 2 times the speed of sound through Des Moines. We are not all equal. I worked very hard my entire life to get what I have. Most of the people I know have too. I deserve where I am in life. I will not give up what I have earned so that someone who has not can feel equal, nor will I assume their debt. I have had to pay my debt. I insist everyone else be held to the same standard. Hey Dad, aren't you in child support debt? Just called them out on it. Hey, that's fine by me. I'm proud to be an American because at least I know I'm free. Europeans, guess I'm enslaved then. One sec, I'm going to go check if the moon has any other flags on it. Call me when your moon flag pays for your hospital bills. My 15-year-old daughter said, hell, I took her phone away for 3 months. What else should I do? What else should you do? How about apologize for overreacting and give the kid her phone back? Taking away her phone for 3 months because you used the word hell is a little extreme. What's even worse is that you think the ridiculous 3-month punishment you've already given her is not enough. It blows my mind that you're still looking for ways to try and punish her over a word. You need to pull your head out of your ass and see what kind of damage your ridiculous behavior is causing to your relationship with your daughter. You should take a step back and be thankful that you have such a great teenager. If the worst she does is say the word hell at 15, you have a good kid. Lay off the poor girl. It's your shitty behavior and being up her ass for ridiculous reasons that will make her resent you and try to hide things from you. Hey, laid it all out for her. What the F are crab cakes? Cakes, and stay with me on this one, with crab in them. Y'all Americans got hella audacity assuming you're at the center of the universe and everyone adheres and is well acquainted with your food and customs. This is not the first time on this group that I inquire about American-based cuisine and y'all mouth off like everyone's ignorant and stupid for not knowing whatever the f*** you people call food. Why the f*** would you classify a seafood-based dish as cake? Cakes are sweet and don't have claws, so it's fair to anyone who isn't within walking distance of a school shooting to ask this question. Jesus Christ, behave like you're a fraction of the world and not the whole thing. On behalf of other Americans, I apologize. This is one of the stupid ones. There's a lot of stupid ones, but this one's a real, he takes the taco. I just did a mini Euro trip and was shocked at what Paris is really like. What the f*** happened to Paris? Every public area is filthy, polluted with litter, and there are intimidating adult males loitering. I did not feel safe taking the metro. They do not speak French or English. What the f*** was disappointing, and I regret wasting time in Paris. How did you manage to do that? Most European countries don't really allow international travel right now. I wish I had a boyfriend who liked the same music as me. You have a great taste in music. Don't you like Tame Impala? So much. I've seen him live twice. See, this is what I mean. I need a you who isn't you. Ouch. The Statue of Liberty was actually planned to be a black woman, but the idea was scrapped because so many people were against the idea of a black woman as the symbol of liberty. People were just being racist. This has been debunked numerous times. Fact check, inspiration behind original Statue of Liberty design. The full text of the post reads, the original statue was a black woman given to us by France to pay homage to the slaves that were brought here by force. From that same article, social media users are circulating posts which claim that New York's Statue of Liberty was originally modeled after an enslaved black woman. This primary claim is false. The original model of the statue was inspired by the figure of a female Arab peasant, enlarged to colossal proportions. Wow, so everyone here was wrong except for the one person that decided to actually read more. Incredible. If an illegal immigrant who doesn't speak English can travel 2,000 miles on foot with barely any food or water, with no money, can walk across the border and just steal your job tomorrow, you should be spending less time on Twitter and more time developing a skill. Imagine moving to Montana and being able to enjoy the scenery, the peace, and the communities, starting to live a different, more calm way of living. It's great, I'm sure of it. Now imagine living in Montana your whole life, not only taking in but exploring the deepest lakes, widest rivers, and longest trails, where the palms of our hands are the roadmaps to our adventure. One day we watch the houses almost double in price, the city expand rapidly, and our state being taken over, where it's hard for lifelong residents to find housing, let alone affordable housing. If you wonder why you hear Montanans hate Californians, go back home, etc., take a look around you. Wouldn't you be protective over your state if it looked like this? Now imagine you're a Native American. Maybe you should accept that you're a product of the multicultural experiment inflicted on the British people without their consent. Maybe you should accept that we are here because the British colonized a quarter of the planet, often without consent. At this point, I trust Joe Rogan over Bill Gates. You probably trusted Josh Duggar over Anthony Fauci. Was this your biggest thought process for the week? Truly appalled. Picked up my new passport today. My old one expires in the next couple of months. See below. Spot the difference. Good to know. I need to renew and can't wait to get that cancerous title off my passport. Afraid your name still needs to be on there. Ooh. America was not started by protesters. Normally I don't weigh in since my friends see my comments and it's embarrassing, but does the term Boston Tea Party ring a bell? Don't resist arrest. This coming from the same person who thinks we need guns to overthrow a tyrannical government. In my book, Sport Knowledge, chapter 6, page 99, it's written, track racing doesn't require much physicality, so therefore it doesn't count as a real sport. Your fat ass on a drive-thru of McDonald's isn't the same as driving 35 kilometers per hour. How likely are you to recommend Xfinity from Comcast to friends and family? 0, not at all likely. Why? You charged me $140 for early termination despite my military orders to move. This violates the Service Members Civil Relief Act of 2003. You still have not refunded it. Ooh. The liberal media and bleeding heart socialists will not rest until we white men are nothing more than a minority in our— a minority in our country. In defiance of God's will, we must stand strong to beat this evil plan. Blatant white supremacy aside, why are you so worried about becoming a minority? Is it because you know that minorities are still treated like absolute shit? If you're Irish and you complain about Britain, quote, erasing culture but can't even speak the language / don't know shit about Ireland before 1910, then just shut your cake hole. Nobody cares. Them being Irish and not being able to speak the language / not knowing shit about Ireland before 1910 is a direct result of Britain erasing culture, you goddamn vitamin D deficient circus clown. He went all out on that one. The corporate media and the woke mob don't want you to read this book. They tried to cancel it. They failed. 1 week until publication. Order here. The woke big tech companies don't want you to read this. Anyway, here's the Amazon link that I'm posting to Twitter. Glenn Danzig says the misfits and the punk explosion couldn't happen today due to, quote, cancel culture and woke bullshit. A queer rapper did a lap dance for Satan like 2 weeks ago, Glenn. Go eat an alien's dick, please, and thank you. You don't bash people who are trying to give you advice, you fucking head. Stop trying to charm me. It won't work. Okay, maybe a little. Are you a real person or a bot? Aw, how sweet. Does your wife know you hit on minors over Twitter? Does the psych ward know you smuggled in a mobile phone? I mean, look, I don't like Elon Musk, but he did kind of get this guy. There is no way to provide solutions to our current issues and still remain politically correct. These days, you will have to hurt some feelings and offend some minds in order to solve a crisis. Chad's right. Time to stop worrying about hurt feelings. So let me start. Anyone who owns more than 2 guns is a f***ing psycho and should be registered on a police watch list. I agree. How can some people not want these? Because I don't see a cute plaything when I see a baby. I see a huge responsibility. A responsibility big enough that it will consume years of my life. It's not a puppy or a kitten that can survive in the house on its own. You literally need to be present with the baby all the time. Every action is going to factor into growing and shaping the destiny of that baby. The world is going to shit because we all have issues, which can be traced back to our parents. Being a parent is the most important job on the planet, so stop giving birth to babies because they are cute. You are ruining the baby in the world we live in. Couldn't have said it any better myself. I mean, I did vocally say it, but I was reading. We're gonna go to the next post. I'm not pro-life or pro-choice. I'm pro-education. Teach people about birth control, cycles, the impact a child have, and teach about the pros and cons of having a baby and abortion. Neither is easy. Let women decide, but at least make it an informed choice. That's pro-choice, dumbass. And so, just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the end of r/Murdered by Words. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, be sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell so you get notified every time Easy Peasy uploads. And hey, if you want to hear more from me, my personal channel, Zach X Fuller, is linked in the description below. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, I'll see you around.